What I wanted to talk about here was a little bit of what I imagine when I think of energy. As a horse travels forward, the mental picture that I carry with me of where I want that energy to go is to generate here in the hind quarters. And every time the horse steps and pushes off the hind end, I imagine that the shoulders are being lifted from the hind feet. And I want that energy to travel through the horse's body and come out basically up through the top of his head. And if I can get a nice bend in the neck like that, that energy should travel right up through this portion of the neck. Oftentimes what I see is a horse going along, pulling on a person's hands and just kind of rooting down through the bridle. When that happens, the energy is being transferred out through the nose and down through the front feet, and the hindquarters are left out here to, like a swimmer or something. They're really not engaged. But when I get engagement from behind and the hindquarter is carrying a big part of the load off of the front end, in other words, we transfer just standing here. This horse got his head and neck out over his front feet. I'm up close to the front feet, my rider's weight, and the front of this horse is heavier than the hindquarter. So this horse is probably standing here flat-footed with 75, maybe 80% of his weight on his front feet. If I can, through movement, get a transfer and get those back feet to carry 50% of the load, in other words, they're going to have to push and pick that front end up from behind. That's what I like to see in my horse. That's what I call engagement, and that's what forward motion is. That's where this little circling exercise we just did is really beneficial.